Hello, Garcia, YMLA proud community. We are here to talk in this video about a couple important topics. They are attendance, grades, and our phase-in model on October 5th. But before we start talking about those topics, I do want to talk about if you have an opportunity, follow us on Twitter and social media. We are showcasing staff and students this month as we honor and celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. It is great that we're moving forward through a multicultural lens and honoring diversity. So if you get an opportunity, please follow us on Twitter and see the great cultural awareness that we're producing at our campus. Our first topic is attendance. Parents, we need your help on this. This is a very important topic that we want to make sure we stay on top. This is really a collaborative effort. We need to make sure that as parents and teachers, we're working together to make sure that our students are checking into their daily courses. Again, we are following an ABC day schedule, and I know it can be very confusing, but we are here to support you. If there's any questions, please feel free to call the school. But again, if you can please make sure that your students are checking in every day for their synchronous learning. That means when the teacher's available during the actual period for attendance. If for any reason the student is having issues with technology, they can always log in later or email the teacher to try to get credit for that day. But they have to do it that same day before midnight. So again, if they have any kind of difficulties with attendance or logging in, the best method at that point is to reach out to their teachers and see if they can log in later on to that course period and click the attendance button to get credit for attendance through asynchronous, meaning that the teacher was not available, but they still did work for that day on Blend. If for any reason this is a little bit confusing, please reach out to the teacher. The teachers are available to explain this process. And by now, I think most of our students understand how the schedule is going, but we just want to make sure that students have every opportunity to learn daily and are checking in with their teachers to get those assignments. Moving on to the topic of attendance, which brings us to the other important factor is grades. Again, this year we are factoring grades. Students have to get a passing grade in order to get course credit. So again, we're kind of having those communications early on because we don't want this to be a surprise. In the next coming days, our teachers are going to start working on progress reports. So if students need to make up any work or they're feeling like they're falling behind, it is very important that they reach out to the teacher for that academic support and see what they can do to earn their grades. Again, teachers should be putting up assignments on Blend daily. So students have access to that, whether the teacher's there or not. It's just a matter of checking in, number one, for attendance, and number two, during those periods where the teacher is there to support the students. Moving on, we have our next big topic item, which is a reopening of schools. As y'all might have heard in the media and through AISD communications. AISD is planning our phase-in model on October 5th, which means we'll be allowing students to come in gradually on a weekly basis. The first week, which is October 5th, we are potentially opening up the schools at a 25% capacity. The district has sent out surveys to let us know where you as a family are feeling in regards to will you continue virtual remote learning, or do you have an inclination for bringing the students back for face-to-face interactions? But before we do that, I do want to clarify what the reopening phase is going to look like. I did have a little small community session with our PTA, which again, they asked very good questions, but there was a lot of questioning around what learning groups are going to look like. So if a student does opt out of not coming from face-to-face, that they can continue virtual learning the way we've been doing it now. If a family does decide that they want eventually to face in their child into the building for face-to-face learning, what that's going to look like is that we'll have to put that child in a learning group with a cluster of students, no more than 12 students depending on the size of the classroom, but they will remain in that classroom for the whole day. They will continue with remote learning. It's just going to be in the building at school with the same adult. No transitions. The cafeteria, gym, band, all those major areas will be closed to limit social interactions. So their main learning group will be those students that they're assigned to daily. At the end of the day, there'll be dismissal, and that's again where we'll have to factor social distances as we dismiss students into the bus and into the car area. But again, I just wanted to make sure there was an understanding as to what it would look like if a student does decide to come for face-to-face learning. It is a learning group. They are with the same group of students all day with an adult, and they will have to have their computers and a set of headphones because they'll continue that remote learning. It'll just be in the building at school. So again, there was a lot of confusion if students would be going into band, into gym, into the cafeteria. At this point, that is still not an option, again, to limit social distancing and make sure that we're practicing healthy guidelines. So if there's any questions in regards to the reopening plan, please feel free to call the school at 512-841-9400 or reach out to the teachers as well. So again, the district is sending that important district survey. So if you have an opportunity, please make sure that you fill it out. I believe it closes out on Monday at midnight, unless there's an extension. But that data will help us figure out, you know, what you're considering as far as continuing virtual learning or the possibility of coming back in a phase-in model. So again, first week will be 25% capacity. Second week would be going on to 25% capacity, and so forth, moving on to 50, 75, and we'll see where we land depending on COVID data with the city. So again, if you have any questions, again, teachers are there to support you, and you can always call the school at 512-841-9400. Thank you.